Hello, is Rick Wise, and this is a process and eggs, slightly different than the coffee and conquest, and slightly longer, but we're going to talk about today how to increase service traffic into the service lane at the dealership immediately. And once we talk about this, if you're game, let's increase your service appointments, shown service appointments, by 20 service customers plus per day. Once we get to that level, we can notch it up a little bit higher. So let's get started. How do we increase your traffic? In today's world, we promote your culture and what you bring to the table, what you bring to the customer 24/7 on social media and all the platforms you have. You go live on your social media pages, your platforms. You do live streaming. You do videos. And you're going to hear me talk about this a lot today because live streaming video is where you get your service traffic, and that's why you're losing service businesses because your competitor is doing this, and typically it's independent. Let's realize that our service advisors are very much like independent business people. Part of their job is to drive traffic into the service lane. They need to reach out to their previous service customers. They need to promote themselves and their services. And let's leverage what you have, what you could bring to the customer, and realize the change in the marketplace. We're moving to electric vehicles, and while that may take some time, the standard oil change service that we've always relied on to generate business, that's going to slowly go away. So what's our other plan? What's the other alternative? Let's find what other services we have that can accommodate ICE vehicles and EV vehicles, and let's start to promote them right now. Why not promote all the warranty that we have, the warranty work, the OEM parts, and maintenance? With vehicles becoming more expensive, with the consumer realizing how pricey it is to service or maintain those vehicles, they'll know that maintaining is an important part of it. The luxury buyer has always known that, and there's always been a high degree of loyalty going back to a luxury dealership. Your vehicle now is a luxury vehicle. Let's treat it as so in the service lane, and let's condition the service customer to realize it's important that they come back to you time after time, and we can do that. That will increase your retention, and as the word gets back out, it will increase your service traffic. So here's a couple of things to consider as we're getting ready to build additional traffic. Make sure that your foundation, you have processes in place to handle the additional traffic. One, let's make it easy to do business. First, why don't we mystery shop your service department? Yeah, mystery shop. Let's have someone call in and see how easy it is to set an appointment. Let's see how easy it is to set an appointment online. And let's have someone bring their vehicle in for service and see what that experience is like. This way we can work out any kinks that might be in the system so we can streamline the process. Again, mystery shop. And then let's look at the pricing. Chances are your pricing is very competitive. But for the public, they always seem to think that a dealership has high pricing. So let's look at your pricing. Let's promote your pricing. Let's do a comparison to your pricing to other independent places that are out there, and educate the public to know that you are price competitive. Let's run online campaigns. Let's run incentives, and let's keep that consistent. Let's offer a price match guarantee. In other words, you're already being competitive as for your pricing on your service, on your parts. But unless we promote that, unless we educate the public, it means nothing. And then remember, people do business with people. Let's showcase your employees. Let's showcase your team. Let's do videos on them. Let's show that whoever goes in for service, they'll be working with a live person and someone that basically cares about them and wants to build a long-term relationship. We all know the importance of introducing the service lane to our customers who purchase from us. But why don't we virtually introduce your service department out there on social media and all the different platforms? We know once that type of relationship is built, there's a greater degree of loyalty from that service customer. So let's start to build that. And we can do that now. We can do that today virtually with all the tools you have already in place. And let's make your service convenient. You may feel your service is convenient. It may be convenient, but unless the public knows that, it means nothing. Let's share with them what your hours are. Let's let them know how easy it is to come in, get service work done, and to leave. Let's break down your current process and streamline as much as we can. And let's make sure that when they're there in your service lane, they are satisfied with the service and the communication with the service advisor, and actually where they're hanging out at, in the service lounge or anywhere else within the dealership. But again, let's communicate with the public about the ease of use of your service department. And then, of course, let's don't leave our customers in the dark. When they come in for service, we keep them updated what's happening. Let's don't have them having to go back to the service advisor to ask if their vehicle is ready. Maybe we can text them through the process, let them know at what stage their vehicle's at. There's all kinds of tools that we can use right now to communicate with our customers when they're coming in for a service appointment, as a reminder when service is due, while they're in the service lane getting service work done. There's all kinds of tools that we can use to keep them in the loop, and that's very important. That's one of the concerns that we hear from service customers all the time. And then let's don't let our customers fall through the cracks. And we've talked about this before. That's why we have a BDC service. We stay in touch with them. We remind them of their services. If we have customers that have not come in for a period of time, we reach out to them with incentive. Again, we stress this. We've talked about this during every visit. Let's don't forget how important this part is. And then, of course, social media. That's the whole reason that we're talking about this today. Let's leverage social media to drive business into your dealership. You're going to get a PDF version of this PowerPoint, so look it over. You've got a lot of good data here, and then when we get together, we can chit-chat and figure and have a game plan to drive service business into your service lanes using social media and the platforms that you have. So let's take a look at some examples. This is all public stuff, taken off the internet, off the web. So again, we can share this, we can use this, promote your dealership, promote your service lane. Have on your social media pages certain specials that you have in the service department. You can see that here in the screenshots. Showcase your rebates. Have a contest. Have a giveaway. Showcase that. Showcase items that you know that are of importance. Maybe set up certain days of the week. Have a Tech Tuesday. Have a Maintenance Monday. Have a Fun Friday. And be consistent with this. Notice with these two examples, we're feeding the public, the consumer, the customer, with information and then tempting them to come in and do business with us. This works. And this is something you do in-house. So that means there's no cost to this. This is something that you can do, you can maintain, and you can drive traffic. Let's do videos. Take a look at the subscriptions and views on these particular videos. Have your service manager do a video. Why do service with us? Here's what you can expect. Show the convenience in a video of what you can offer to the customer. Maybe you have a pickup service, a delivery service. Maybe you have a checklist of what you do when someone pulls up. You can showcase that. Again, look at the subscriptions on these particular videos. Look at those numbers. These particular producers of these videos, which are these dealerships, they're reaching the masses, a lot of them. And that's what's driving their service business. And you can do the same thing. Let's do shorts. Let's do 30-second videos, or what it's called as shorts, to promote the diversity of your team, to promote your team so people get to know them, and so they know who's going to be working on their vehicles. I mean, the sky's the limit of what you can do on shorts. And again, this would be on the various social media pages, your YouTube page, even on your website, if that's what you want. Here's another great example. Look at the subscribers on this one. And this is someone showcasing their vehicle when they're in a service department. This is a consumer who has their own little social media company or video company. Is AB Auto, I believe is what it is. But they're talking to the mechanics and they're talking about the type of work that was done on their vehicle. You could do that on your customers' vehicles. You can do that in all kinds of different degrees. And don't forget about outbound campaigns. We've talked about that. In your case, it's very easy. You got Global Connect. You can go into CSSR. You go into Playbook. We pull up the Playbook report, and we filter that report based on the things that we're looking for. Loyalty points, distance from the dealership, loyalty of the customer, all that good stuff. We have a list now. We have a manifest, and we can make phone calls. We can send emails. We can send text messages. But again, this has got to be consistent, and this has got to be ongoing. When we do video, when we do text messaging, any of that, remember, it's important that we put in there why buy from us, why service from us. That showcase our community involvement, that showcase our staff, our philosophy, our culture, our reward system, the loyalty system that we have. Let's make it fun and entertaining so they can have fun watching it so it's not boring. And then let's follow up with a phone call and an email. So to wrap this up, how to increase service traffic. Let's first promote your service department using all the tools you have in-house, and let's be consistent with it, and then monitor it on a weekly basis. Let's leverage all the loyalty points that you have to create new business. I know you're using it with your current customers, but let's leverage the loyalty points that are out there to create new business and traffic and tires. Let's not forget about tires. If you ever go to a tire center, a discount tire place, they're packed every single time because everybody needs tires all the time. If we're not promoting our tires, the ease of use of putting tires on someone's vehicle and matching what these discount places are doing, we're missing a huge opportunity. Tires are going to be your driving force moving forward because things like oil changes in the future, the way things are trending, will probably go away. So let's focus on what we can do with the tires. And let's showcase your price-value ratio so that the folks that are out there who think that you're overpriced will realize you're not. You're very competitively priced. This is just the first step. Let's put this in place to increase the awareness of your service department, start increasing traffic, and then we'll take the next step. If you have any questions, reach out to me at any time. Well, thank you for listening. And of course, as I always say, success is a choice, and go on to make it a great day.